All right, so we got a little 4 game slate. So I'm gonna do my best not to crash out. We're gonna get in and get out and make it a fast one. That's the plan. Let's see how this goes. We got Cade Cunningham up top, 9.7K. Um, I don't like Detroit's pace, but I like Charlotte's lack of defense. It's an okay slate to target, an okay game to target. Cunningham's in play, Edwards is in play. I like Toronto's lack of defense also. Um, I'm gonna want to get to some pieces from Minnesota against Toronto and run some pieces back in that same lineup. You're looking for a little bit of a shootout. Lamelo, um, Lamelo. I'm not going to spend my 9.5K on him, but he's in the player pool. We'll see if Barnes is back. If he is, he's probably on a minutes restriction like everybody else. When they come back from injuries, welcome to the NBA. He's in the he's in the player pool. I'm not going to get to him because I'm not going to pay that kind of money for a guy that's going to be restricted. Reeves is absolutely in place. Looks a lot better with Russell coming off the bench. Suggs is okay. Suggs is a good play. Suggs is an okay play, but what I want to say is he's in a good spot because if Orlando's going to keep this close, he's going to need to be active. Ivy's an okay play. I'm not interested in Chris Paul, even though it's a good matchup. Keontae George, I'm not interested in any. I'm not really interested with anyone from Utah. And on top of that, their coach threw all his players under the bus. He said everybody in the arena knew that Dalton Connect was gonna um, take a shot, except his players, something like that. That's crazy. Utah's in shambles. You can't be tanking and throwing your players under the bus. Also, that's crazy. Crazy work from Utah. Um, that's Davion Mitchell. Davion Mitchell, 5.1K. I'm not really interested in him. If he's your last man in, okay, but I'd want to play DiFrancesco, but you don't know how his minutes are gonna go. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna wait for DiVincenzo and Conley news. If one is out, we play the other. If they're both out, we'll figure it out. Russell at 4.6K. My. Um, I trade him now. If they could, I trade him now. You don't need him anymore. You got Dalton Connect. Um, he's for real. He's an outside threat. Use Russell for as a trade piece. That's what I'll do. Trey Man. Do we need Trey Man? 4.4K on the 4 game slate. He's okay. He's in the player pool. The rest of these guys I'm probably not going to get to be honest with you. So the news for the news for the guards are it's going to be keep an eye on DiVincenzo and Conley. See what's going on with them. Obviously, if one of them out, Edwards gets another bump. Brandon Miller's in play. Grady Dick's in play. Agbaji's in play. No Clarkson for me. He's in the player pool, but I'm not going to get to him. Dalton Connect, his price is coming up. You'd prefer him to start, but we'll see what's going on with Rui. If he starts again, I'm probably locking him in. Cause that's his upside. Um, 37 minutes, 45 fantasy points. 38 minutes, 49 fantasy points. 17 shots, 16 shots, grabbing rebounds, couple steals here and there. I mean, you are what you repeatedly do. If you're starting and getting 37 minutes and you're giving us 40 plus fantasy points, 45 plus fantasy points, That's like what you do. Obviously, we're gonna get a larger sample size, but he's showing you what he's capable of. You want to play him now while he's 5K, because somebody that's gonna start and give you 45 fantasy points, that's an 8K player. You're getting a 3K discount. Everything is math to me. Everything. Castle 4-9. You get a bump if there's no Paul. Champagne gets a little bit of a bump also. If there's no Paul, we'll keep an eye on that. All right, let's go to small forward. Braun 10-1, a little bit too cheap for his upside. Wagner's in play. He's going to need to have a big game if they're going to keep it close. Barrett's in play. He's been playing well. Markkinen. Finally, over 40 fantasy points. We're almost a month into the season, and we're finally getting a decent Lauri Markkinen game. Whatever. He's in play. Calvin Johnson off the bench if you're desperate. Beasley we don't need. We'll keep an eye on Hachimura. I still like Neck even if he comes off the bench. McDaniels is in play at 4.6K. If one of those two guys are out, they're going to need him to be a little bit more offensive. NAW gets a bump if one of the two guards are out or both of them. So we're going to keep an eye on Minnesota guards. That's going to be the key to this slate. It's only a short slate. So we got to find a little bit of the vantage point. All right, before we go to Power Forward, if you're new here, welcome. Appreciate you taking time to watch my video. If you're not subscribed, hit the bell, thumbs up the video. If you're struggling to cash and need help, you don't have time to wait for starting lineups. You don't have time to. The fuck? What the fuck is that? Like a fucking hornet just flew in my mouth or something. My bad. Anyway, if you don't have time to wait for starting lineups, or you don't have time to wait for news like they do everything last minute, I can help you. I'll send you my finalized optimal lineups right before log. Check out the Patreon link in the description. Check out the channel memberships right here on YouTube. Super chats are open. Everything else should be in the description, or you can DM me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, TFS_Chapo. Let's go to Power Forward. Let's bring this bad boy home. All right, Randall's in play. I like Minnesota because I like the amount of fantasy points teams put up on Toronto. You feel me? Collins is in play. Been playing very well this season. The fuck's going on with Miles Bridges? I know I'm going to fade him and he's going to go off, but you know what? I'd rather fade him and not have him than play him and he fucks me. You feel me? You know what? I'm playing him. You getting it? But why is he questionable? Left knee soreness. Now I'm fading him. If he didn't have a questionable tag on him, I'd take a chance on him. But, you know, if he's not right, he's not right. So go get better, bro. Go get better. He was a 9K player. Like, what's really happening? Like, there's no... See, now I'm getting mad. Because you're the Charlotte fucking Hornets, right? Why are you rolling out a hurt player? What are you playing for? You're not playing for nothing. Team's trash. Your whole lineage is trash. The last time y'all was relevant was when y'all had Alonzo, Larry, Kendall Gill, Muggsy Bogues. Who am I missing? Kendall Gill, Muggsy Bogues, Alonzo, Larry Johnson, and I can't remember who the fucking other person was. But that's the last time y'all motherfuckers was relevant. Fast forward to 2024, you're still a pissant organization, and you have one of your best players playing hurt. For what? What's the purpose? Now, see, I can't even get through this goddamn video. Now we got Tobias Harris. Here's another one. Tobias Harris is an average play. Average play for an average player. Nod Reed's in play. Grant Williams if you're desperate. I don't mind it. Boucher if you're desperate. If you're desperate for a value piece. If Paul can't go, give Harrison Barnes a little bit of a bump. Jonathan Isaac if you're desperate. No Cam Reddish for me. He doesn't shoot enough. All right, let's go to center. Fucking Charlotte Hornets. Oh, my bad. I know who it was. It's Alonzo at center. Larry Johnson. It was Kendall Gill, I believe. Then it was Del Curry. Then it was Muggsy Bogues. That was one iteration of the last time they were actually good. Something like that. AD, shove him in your lineups. Pirtle, shove him in your lineups. Gobert, I don't trust him, but it's a good matchup. But I still don't trust him. I don't trust Duran. All he does is go to the back and get hurt, or get hurt and go to the back, or get hurt, go to the back and don't come back. Some shit like that. You see his ceiling. You see his potential. If there was a time to play him, it's against Charlotte. So he's in play. If it bites us, it bites us. Collins, we'll keep an eye on. If Collins can't go, we're going to play Bassey. Somewhere down here, but he will be popular. And I think that's about it. If can't even think. If Collins can't go and they start Bassey, then Mobley's in play also as the backup off the bench. Listen, that's all I got for you. I'm going to go on and get out of here. I appreciate y'all watching my video on a 4-game slate. Hope you had a profitable Wednesday night. Hope you didn't play Paul George. I tried. You know what? He's no longer Paul George on this channel. He's now George Paul. I hope you didn't play George Paul. I warned you about him, but whatever. Hope you had a profitable Wednesday night. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, thumbs up video. Check out the Patreon link in the description. Check out the channel memberships right here on YouTube. Super chats are always open. And I'll talk to y'all later. Ciao.